Hey everybody, it's Jeff. Welcome to my channel. This will be part 3 of the Das Werk 8.8 centimeter off 9-ton VOMAG. I think I'm saying that right. Anyway, I got some parts cleaned up so we can go ahead and start working on the frame today. Before we get started, I just wanted to mention that I'm going to have some family stuff going on tomorrow, Easter Day. So I won't have time to put a video out tomorrow, but we'll continue on Monday, okay? All right. Welcome to my new subscribers, and I really appreciate everybody that's been watching me for a while too. Channel's starting to grow a little bit, which is great. I hope the commercials don't bother you too much. I just monetized and I'm still trying to figure out where to put commercials and that kind of thing. I'm trying to keep them to a minimum. Anyway, let's go down the bench and I'll show you the parts I've got cut out and see if we can't get something put together, okay? I'll be right back. Thanks. Alrighty, guys. This is what we put together last time, and I've done some test fitting. This is the frame. It's just a few pieces dry fit. But there's 4 lugs. I marked them with Sharpie so you can see them a little better. Those 4 locations are what contacts the frame. So that's what we'll be using to kind of help keep the frame square. I've got a couple other things I'm going to do too, but we got to make sure that everything lines up to where these sit in the right spots. I pulled the parts off for this. This is a step or 2 past that. And I realized that this bit's a little higher up back here, I believe. So there's more parts to go on before we do use this. So this really won't help us as a jig. But anyway, the parts are all cut out and cleaned up, ready to go for future. I've got this basically just sitting together. I did a lot of cleanup. There were injector pin marks. Thankfully, they were fairly shallow, all up and down the insides of both of these. Okay, I've got a video I took with my cell phone. It's a little closer up. You can see what I did was that I just scraped them with my little chisel here, and then I went along with my glue and just it kind of blends it together to where you really can't see them anymore. Okay, a little better. And also there's some places on the top and the bottom where they tried to mold in rivets in a few places, and the mold seams were bigger than the rivets. Consequently, all you could basically see was a mold seam with a couple little bumps in it. So I just sanded them off. I really don't think you're going to see like the frame where those were. I mean, maybe, and if I wanted to, I could go back in and recreate those. But for right now, I wasn't really worried about those rivets, top or bottom. I was more concerned about getting rid of the mold seams. Okay. Okay, this is off my cell phone, so it's a little shaky, but here's the frame rails. And the dots are the ejector pins. Excuse me. I marked them with the Sharpie just so I could see them. But that's before and after cleanup. I scraped them with my little chisel and then I went over them with some glue to kind of smooth things out. Here's the top, and you can see the marks. That's where the rivets and stuff are that they molded in. I've got a picture in just a minute of the rivets. I didn't really think they looked very convincing, so I just sanded them off. I seriously doubt they're going to be noticed. If I do think so, I can recreate them later. And here's the bottom with more rivets that needed to be sanded off and seam lines to be cleaned up. That's before and after, the left and right side. All the little black marks are places where they needed to be sanded. Okay. And here's the picture up close of the rivets. You can see a seam line goes right through it. Alright, back to the video. Okay, I did put, this is the copy that have my notes on it. There's 2 copies on my About tab for this video. I put in here assemble steps 15 and 18 first using as a jig. I'll go ahead and redo that to just step 15. It's pretty easy to do because 18 is really not going to help. So we'll just take that out and save it. Okay, well, I don't need to have plural, do I? This is just me, the way I do things. Okay, and we're going to save that. Okay, so assemble step 15 first. So if anybody's building this, they'll know. And I'll add more notes as we go along. Now I've cut out all the parts for this, so I need to go through and, well, I don't know, I really don't need to, but these here, I'm not going to assemble right now. These are the sub-assemblies. This is A, which is here. That transmission that is on there is just going to be in the way for now. It really can be added later. So I'm going to need G26, which is right here, but I'm not going to need these parts for a little while. Same thing goes for this, which I'm guessing is some kind of a transfer case or power takeoff, something for, I'm not sure. But anyway, those parts I won't be using until later. Okay, so the rest of the parts, oh, and this E11, I'm going to check and make sure it fits, but I'm not going to attach it. You can see these little markers sticking up. They're just asking to be broken off. So I'm going to go ahead now and I'm going to change these, the ones that I'm going to actually use. I'll change them to green. Okay, that's just the way I kind of do things. This N38, there's 2 of them. I don't know why they didn't put ×2, but there's one on the inside on both sides. Okay, so we're gonna see if we can't get these parts all assembled. Okay, let's go down to the bench again and we'll see what we can do here. Okay, I've got these laid out more or less in the, let's do it a little there. I've got that other light coming that's going to light this area back here up quite a bit more. But anyway, this is that front bumper, and you can see these. And if you go attaching that, it's just going to get broken. So I want to make sure it fits, but I'll save it for later. These are the cross members for the center that we need to put in, and we're going to put in these 2 pieces here right now. Once I get these 3 cross members and everything in, we can set it on this frame and I'll show you how it locates. And then once that's good and dry, we can come back and we can put in these parts. Okay, it's not necessary to put them all in together because this frame will flex enough that we can get those other parts in. So let's go ahead and see what we can do here. Let me blow up the instructions a little bit so I can read them better. Okay. I also, yesterday I was using a different way to mount the camera, and I thought it was just a little bit too low, so I put it on this little tripod this time. We'll give it a try and see how it goes. I thought I was kind of working off the top of the screen a little too much, so maybe that'll work better. I don't know. Just an experiment. Okay, let's see. Here's our cement. Now this one here, let's see here, make sure I'm looking at the right ones. For some reason I'm getting a lot of hair on the bench. This one here is the one that little, see, I'm too low, aren't I? Oh, you can see my screens there. Yes. Anyway. Okay. This is the one that's going to have the little transfer case on the front of it. So let's go ahead and glue this one side in. Just to get things started. I put the marks on it here just to remind me which way they went. And then we've got this one here, which will go here. Just like that. Make sure my marks all line up, which helps. Okay, and then we've got one more that'll go up here. And I want to make sure that'll go this way. Okay, and my marks line up. Okay, let's get some glue on that. Okay, and these Sharpie marks will just wipe off with a little alcohol. It's not a big deal. Okay, there's those. I'm going to go ahead and put this part in now too. It's going to sit down inside the frame. Okay. Be just like this right here. It's just kind of not a terribly tight fit. That's okay. There's two other little circles there, and that's where these will go later. Okay, and then we have this one on the other side to do also. Okay. Okay, and that's where this pin will fit in later. But we can do all that after we get the center part of it done. Okay, let's go ahead and get, let's see, I'm looking way too high, aren't I? Let's get this together. Get our marks to all line up. Okay. Those two look good. Not quite there. The actual locators are not, they're just very, very shallow. Okay, those are in there, and they're where they need to be. Let's get some glue on here. Sorry. Bring it up some more maybe. This is tricky, working this close to the camera. And that moved on me just a little bit. That's one of the reasons for the marks, is to, I can tell just by looking if something's moved. I don't know why. Okay. Okay. Okay, now the other parts that are going to go back here we can put in later because this is really flexible. The most important parts are here. And making sure those are all lined up. And then we're going to put this, we got the 4 marks here, and they will set just like this. So we want to make sure everything lines up, and it does. That one could go just a little bit. Okay. So I'm going to put some weight on this, and I'm just going to leave it alone for a little while and let these joints firm up, and then we can come back in a little while and we can add the front and the back pieces. Okay, so I'll be back. I'll just use some of these, my little 1, 2, 3 blocks. Let's see, do like that so that we don't scratch it anything, and clip that in, and then we'll set a block on top of it. Okay, that should be really good. Okay, I'll let this set up and I'll be back in a little bit. Thanks, guys. Okay, while that's got some time to set up, I'm going to go ahead and put this little transmission and stuff together, just so we can get that pretty well done up. Just a quick note, hang on a second, I can't see up close with my glasses on. There are Z-pins on the inside of this and the other half of the transmission. Okay, if you don't remove the Z-pins, the parts won't fit. Okay, once the Z-pins are removed, then the parts fit really well. But without removing those Z-pins, this just stands apart. Okay, let's go ahead and put this together. That's the top. I need to check and make sure yeah, it's going to go one way. Try and make sure the seams are even before you start, so we don't have to do any sanding later. Okay, that's pretty good. So that's the front with the shorter part, and this goes to the front. So it should sit here just like this. Okay. Put a little glue around the inside first. I see where Nigel's Modeling Bench just posted his review of this kit. I'm going to go watch it in a little bit. I'll put a link to Nigel's channel. If you guys don't know, most everybody does. And this morning, Jason at Model Kit Stuff announced in his Table Talker, he actually showed the kit. So I'm sure he's going to be doing a review of it here, probably in just a few days. It's a popular kit. Okay, I'm happy with that. That will add in a little while. We don't need to do it right this minute. Okay, and then let's see, those are the little handles for adjusting the other in the other step. This, I don't know why I'm getting all these little hairs. This is a little, I don't know if it's a transfer case, just what it is, but we can, it's awful small. So let's do it like this. We'll put it on here, and then we'll put some glue on here and set it together. Try and keep from getting the glue on my fingers. I like to go over the part a couple of times with the glue. The first one kind of starts to soften it, and the other makes it kind of sticky. So the part should go together and stay. Okay, that's good. And then we have this little linkage that goes on the side. I'm going to need to get the tweezers out to do that. Okay, it goes in this little square hole here on the side. I'm not sure if you guys can see. With my glasses off, I can't see on the screen if it's clear. But with my glasses on, I can't see the part that's clear. You know, I can't see to work on the part. So it's a kind of a crazy situation. I need new glasses badly. Okay, that's where that little there goes my furnace. Some kind of a shift linkage or something on there. Okay, that's going to do that part. It'll be added later, and this one can do it at the same time. And then this is the rearmost cross member. Comes in a couple of pieces, and it needs to be put together. Put it on there, and the glue tack gets a little stiff after a while. Okay, this will go on here like this. Okay, I can get that to stay put. Something else I was going to mention is the plastic in this kit is fairly soft. So, you know, when you're sanding and doing all that, really watch what you're doing, because it doesn't take much to sand apart too much, you know, and reshape it in not a good way. So I was using mostly 600 grit or even higher during my sanding, just to make sure. These are my photo etch tweezers. They work good for a little clamp. Okay, those are supposed to be apart like that. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. All right, it's been a little while. I think we can go ahead and continue on with this. We've got one cross member in the front. Go in here. This is a really flimsy frame. Okay, that's where that's going to go. Make sure it's straight. Don't want it leaning forward or back. Looks like it's leaning forward. There we go. Okay, give that a second. Okay. Now, in the back here, we've got these that'll sit in here. Get one in. And then we've got this one that has the pins on the end. It'll go here. We'll put that on. Then we have another one. Go there. Okay. Then we can go ahead and pinch this all together. Whoops. There we go. Very good. Over a little bit. Hang on just a minute. Okay, let's go ahead and get this glued. Making sure we're all in the right spot. Moved over. Locating places are real shallow. Okay, that's pretty good. Then we've got this that will go. Now this is something I'm not sure of. If you look here, there's this little bar right here, and I can't tell if this goes in front of it or behind it. Without the, the instructions don't really tell you. So I think I've got it to where it's going to be in front of it, is the way I decided to do it. But it's one of them things where you kind of just got to guess because the instructions are not clear. So here goes this one, and we'll pull it back to where it's up against it. Okay. Very difficult to get the glue in there. Space-wise. Okay, so all my marks line up. Trying real hard not to bump the camera too much. Okay, then we've got this. And I can't really tell if this goes. I think it's going to go. It's kind of hard to tell. The instructions are not really clear. There goes Jordan. Whether this goes this way or this way. Let me look ahead in the directions, because this is offset right here. And if I can look ahead and find some directions that shows that either top or bottom, that would help me know which way to go. So I'll be right back, guys, okay? Okay, I paged ahead to the directions, and I've definitely found a drawing that shows this to the bottom. Okay, so it's going to go in this way. Okay, get this in just the right spot. Okay, that's where it goes. Sometimes, looking ahead at the directions is the best way to tell. Okay. Let's pull this up a little bit. Trying to make sure those fit where I want them. Okay, that's good. Okay, then we have, this is that little transfer case. It's going to go in here, and there's a square lug. Well, there's a square lug here, which goes in a square right there. So it's just going to kind of sit in there. Not so much glue. Okay, and it kind of sits kind of funny. It doesn't, whoops, it doesn't fit this hole. I guess you're just kind of centering it in the hole. Okay, just like that. Okay, and then this piece, this is another piece I'm not real sure about, but it's going to go in like this. If I can get it in there. Let's see. So that loop is going to go down. As far as I can tell, it'll sit in here like this. Okay, let me get some glue on it. Kind of fiddly. Then it laid down. Let's see here. Just trying to get it right up against the little stop there. Okay, I believe that is all correct. And then this will go here, right there. And it's the same thing, it has a little square. Okay. Not really attached very well. Okay, there we go. That's got the frame, except for this, which I've checked, and it'll just sit on here. Okay, so that's all good. Let's go ahead and do a shot from the side here. Okay, there we go. That is step one complete. Okay, I'm not going to glue this part on because it's just going to get broken, I'm sure. Okay, so I'll be saving this for later, but it seems to fit just fine. And this fits here. Let's see, just like this. So that fits really well. Okay, so we should be good to go. We'll carry on the first of the week with step 2, okay? All right, you guys have a great day. We'll put a few pictures up at the end and we'll talk to you later. Okay, bye-bye.